Welcome everyone. Hello. Welcome to Real Talk. We got a couple of new people. Well, one new person and one coming back because I dragged her back over here. So let's kind of go over who's back and who's new. So I actually dragged Christy back over here. I was like, "You have to come back," and
The
she's
dark side.
I know, I brought her back to the dark side, and she accepted, so, she couldn't stay away for too long. I think it's really because she couldn't stay away from Rob, because nobody can stay away from Rob. It's the truth. It
He
really
is
is.
Bob.
I know, right? I know. So, yeah, so Christy is
Go back.
actually back, but
Now go see your dad. Go see your dad.
she's actually here as a judge instead of a chef. So,
Oh.
yeah, so Christy, what you been up to in the last few weeks?
Not that much. A lot of kids' activities. My son's in football, trying to get Monkey into preschool, and now everybody's getting sick, so they're passing it. I was the last one to catch it, so now I'm getting it. But that's what we've been up to. Nothing fancy.
Well, we're glad to have you here. And then Tiffany, who is she has a YouTube channel, Tiffany's Journey, and I'll just let her introduce herself really quick.
Hi, I'm Tiffany, and I do have a YouTube channel, Tiffany's Journey. It's a little mix of my weight loss journey and my family journey. And I have a long journey, but it pretty much really started when I had weight loss surgery June 1st of 2015. And I had the VSG.
Wonderful. Yeah, we're really excited to have you on here, and I'm so glad that you came to join us.
I'm excited.
So, and of course we have the regular cast, Kimberly over there, and Zen, the beautiful Zen, and of course Robsy, everyone knows him, and myself, of course. So, yeah. So tonight's topic was chosen by Kimberly, so I'm going to let her tell you the topic, explain what the requirements are, and then we'll go from there.
I chose tonight. It's going to be birthday meal. Requirements are one main, one side, and I was talked into one dessert by Michael, but he's not here. But the dessert had to be a fall dessert, like fall fruit, anything that you can like incorporate in for a fall dessert.
Okay. Sounds good. So, I guess we'll start it off with Rob.
Okay, so last week when it was decided the theme that we were going to do, we'd also asked Kimberly for a little bit of feedback, and we know that she really likes Italian because she is Italian, and also Mexican food. I'm part Italian myself, so I thought I would go with an Italian dish. What I'm going to do is show you guys what I prepared as my main and my side. The dessert will follow. And then I'm going to go step by step telling you how I prepared the main and also the dessert. The side will be pretty self-explanatory. So let me go up and show you guys what I made. Okay, this is a dish that is called Italian pancake lasagna. Okay, now it doesn't have real pancakes in it, so I'm going to explain to you how they're made. But this, I'm going to try to turn it so you guys can kind of see the top, but I do have pictures. There you go. So that's what it looks like, and it's cut in the shape of more of a pie. One serving of what I'm going to show you guys how to make will make 4 to 5 servings, depending on probably the age of your family members and how much they eat and so on and so forth. Then as the side, I simply made a salad. I used some greens. I shaved some carrots. I also have some baby corns, which I'm going to hold up so you guys can see them a little bit better. And these were marinated in an Italian dressing. So there's 4 little corns on there, and then I thought these were absolutely amazing. Look how small these little tomatoes are, and they got a huge bite to them. So I really wanted them for the top of the salad because I think it adds to it, and then just some Italian dressing on there. Okay, so let's go back to the pancake lasagna, and I'm going to tell you guys how that's made. So what you're going to do is in a mixing bowl, you're going to take 2 large eggs, okay, 3/4 a cup of milk, a pinch of salt, and a 1/2 cup of wheat flour. You're going to stir that around. Now, since there's no baking soda or anything in there, you don't have a rising effect on these, so they're just going to be flat. They're almost going to look like a tortilla, but have more of the fact that it's a batter versus a tortilla, okay? So when you cook them, you're going to go ahead and grease the 9-inch pan. You're going to go ahead and pour 1/4 of the batter mix into the pan, and you kind of just move the pan around until it fills the full bottom of it. You guys, they cook really quickly, and what you're going to do is turn around and flip them, and when you flip it, you're going to notice it start to curl up on the sides. Don't worry about that. They're going to go back down and be flat like a pancake. That's why it's called Italian pancake lasagna. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm just going to show you a little bit of the batter. That's how the batter was made. I like to show the pictures because I think it helps the judges and the viewers see. I know it's not a requirement, but I like to do it. And then I took a 1/2 pound of ground turkey and a 1/2 pound of Italian sausage. And I went ahead and made that. The reason it's kind of blurred is because there's steam coming out of that pan, but you guys will be able to see it a little better when it's made up. You can go ahead and add any spices or onions or anything that you would want to put into your meat at this time and go ahead and put that in there. The cheese that I chose to use, a lot of people will use the mozzarella, which is really good, but I chose to use this Italian blend because it has all kinds of Italian cheeses in it. It's just a Kroger brand. And then that's going to be used. Okay, that's going to be used a little bit later. So what you're going to do is prepare your meat, brown that up in the pan, and then you're going to take a 6-ounce can of tomato paste. Make sure you use the paste unless you absolutely can't stomach tomato paste. But with your meats and all your other spices and stuff you have in there, it does have a different taste, obviously, than sauce or spaghetti sauce. But you guys, I guarantee you, you're going to absolutely love it. Now that can is not upside down. The reason I did that was because tomato paste can be very hard to remove from a can because of the thickness of it. So if you open both the top and the bottom, you can remove one of them and push it out with the other lid, pushing it through the can. And it basically strips the can clean, leaving almost nothing inside of it. So just a helpful hint there. Make sure whatever dish or pan you use, that you use some oil spray. I use Baker's Joy in there, just to make sure that we get no stickiness going on with the bottom of the pancake there that's going to be on the bottom. There's the meat that's cooked up. It's going to obviously have the reddish to it from the tomato paste. Okay, so what you're going to do is I chose to use part skim ricotta cheese because I like ricotta cheese inside of lasagna better than cottage cheese, but either of them would be great, and if you don't like neither cottage cheese or ricotta cheese, you can leave it out. Totally your choice. Really not required to make the dish super yummy and successful. So what you're going to do is just take one of your pancakes, is what we're calling them. You go ahead and you put that on the bottom of the pan there, and then you're just going to start putting your ingredients on. It starts with putting a layer of the ricotta cheese down, and you're going to use 1/4 of the small container, and then you're going to take and use 1/4 of your meat mixture and put it on top. And go ahead and sprinkle just a little bit of cheese on there. If you notice, I didn't really go over the top with the cheese. I have a little bit of a lactose issue, and since I was eating this, I didn't want to go crazy with it. But if you love cheese and you want to put more, go ahead and throw on as much as you absolutely want. Okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to repeat that layer. You're going to put your next pancake down, put that on top, put your next pancake down, put a layer, put your last pancake on top, and then put a layer of the ricotta cheese, the meat, and sprinkle cheese over the top of it so that it's not closed top with a pancake at the end. It actually has the meat mixture with cheese on the top of it. So this is what it's going to look like going into the oven, you guys. As you can notice, there's no top on that. You're going to go ahead and put that in the oven. You're going to bake it for 30 to 35 minutes at 375 degrees. And this is what it's going to come out looking like, you guys. That's what your Italian pancake lasagna is going to look like when you're all done, okay? And then I did take a couple cuts of it. Here it is cold, and you can notice, you can see the layers very clearly of the pancake noodle or whatever you want to call it. It's really not a noodle. This whole dish that I made, including, and I want to show you this one prepared tonight when it was still hot out of the oven and ready to go. It looks a little bit more fresh than obviously have been waiting around for the show, but it's going to be absolutely amazing. Now, you guys, what I was going to tell you with this dish was this whole thing of this lasagna, because it's not true noodles, your carbs that are coming in here is from your tomato paste and your half a cup of wheat flour, which equals a total of 51 grams of carbs total for this whole dish that will be cut into 4 or 5 pieces. So you're not going to have high carbs on this. So if you chose to have some garlic bread on the side, you could. Personally, I'm part Italian. I can tear up some lasagna, and when I have it with garlic bread, you always feel so overwhelmed and stuffed at the end. So it's a great alternative, you guys, and I can only imagine that this is going to be absolutely amazing. Well, I know it is, because when I prepared it last night, I had a half a piece last night, and it was really, really good, you guys. So that's the instructions for making the Italian pancake lasagna. I'm going to show you that one more time so that everybody can see that. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And then there is the salad that I made, and I did marinate just the little baby ears of corn because I wanted that Italian taste on there, and then just added some extra vegetables and stuff. Now, the dessert, again, I was saying I'm a little bit lactose, have issues, especially with egg ice cream and stuff. Now, this could be served as a snack or a treat or a dessert just the way that it is. But if I was having Kimberly and her wife and her 2 kids over to my house and making her a birthday dinner, this is what I would make her. The only exception that I would make is on this dessert, I would have her put these on top of, depending on what the family liked, it would go really good on pumpkin ice cream, maple ice cream, vanilla, plain vanilla, or chocolate ice cream. But what these are, you guys, is these are acorns, and these are really easy to make. They're candied acorns. So let me explain to you guys how these work. So what you do is you buy the Circle Nutter Butters, okay? You pull it apart. On one of it, it always has the peanut butter. Okay, you melt up some peanut butter, you put just a little bit more on there, and then you take and you press a Hershey's Kiss onto it. Mm-hmm. And then what you do is you take it and put a little dab of peanut butter on the other side, and you put a chocolate chip on the top, making an acorn. So you could put these on top of ice cream, and they would be absolutely amazing. So what they are is just little fall acorn desserts or little treats. Again, this is something that I would put on top of an ice cream. It would make it look very, very nice and appealing. Again, this is something that you can make with total moderation. Let me tell you guys what I did. I went to the store and I bought a $1.29 king-size pack of the Hershey Kisses. I bought 1.99 little cup of the Nutter Butters, the circle ones, and I went to the bulk store at Sprouts and I bought about 15 chocolate chips, to put on the top. So that's what you do. You just you pull the Nutter Butter apart, you put the Hershey Kiss on the one side with the peanut butter, you turn it over, you put a little dab of melted peanut butter so that when it dries, the chocolate chip stays on the top, and they really do look like little acorns. So really, really fun little treat. So I'm going to go ahead and taste this and bust it open so people can see the inside, because I'm really big about being able to see the insides of food. I think it's an amazing thing. So this is what it's going to look like.
Oh, man, that looks so good.
You guys, this is absolutely amazing, seriously. And there you go.
I want to bite.
Pancake lasagna.
Zen wants a bite. Give Zen a bite.
Hold on. I'm going to get everybody a bite that wants to bite of Daddy's Italian pancake lasagna. Okay?
Looks amazing.
So there you go. That's what I made for tonight. I'll answer any questions that any of the judges or chefs may have, if you have any.
Yeah. Any questions? Any comments?
Comments?
I have questions and comments. So somebody else want to go, or I can go?
Rob, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
I wish I was there, because I'm telling you what.
It is so good, and I will tell you guys, what really makes the difference in the taste, I think, is a couple things for me. The Italian ground sausage mixed with the ground turkey makes it absolutely amazing, along with the tomato paste. Tomato paste can be very bitter and eaten right out of the can, but you have to remember, you're putting this in with two different kinds of meat. You're adding your own spices, oregano, Italian seasoning. You're really not going to be able to taste that sometimes very whelming overtaste of a tomato paste. I would highly recommend it so that you don't have all the extra liquid and everything. And again, you can use cottage cheese if you want to. When my mom sent me the recipe, it did have cottage cheese in there, but my mom has always substituted it out for ricotta. One other little hint I'll give you, and it's only if you have time. If you don't have time, it's not a big deal. But if you prepare this, say in the morning or afternoon, if you put it in the fridge for 3 to 4 hours, it's really going to settle in the fridge as like a big cold lump of all the ingredients. And then when you bake it, it's going to bake even more to form. It's really not required. I didn't have the time to do that, so I popped it into the freezer for 30 minutes to have it completely cool before I put it in the oven to cook it. That way it didn't slope down so much. So either way, it's absolutely an amazing, amazing meal.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Those egg ones are so cute.
Rob, what was the mix of Italian sausage to turkey?
It's half a pound of each.
Okay, so it's 50-50.
Yes, and I did notice in my stores, too, I want to make this clear because it's easy to make this mistake. It's getting harder and harder to find the 6-ounce cans of tomato paste. I looked at 3 different stores. I could not find them. I did buy a 12-ounce can. Don't go crazy with the tomato paste. I think it will take away from the taste of all the meats and the cheeses and everything else, because tomato paste can be a very overwhelming taste if it's overused, in my opinion. So if you get that and you decide to use it, I would only use half of the can. I would only use 6 ounces per 1 pound of ground meat, whatever you choose.
Okay.
And did you find that the pancake is a lot less filling than the noodle?
Very much.
That was my question. Big concern for filling, the fillingness, of it.
It really is, and I'll tell you this: I can eat, and I was not hungry after I had the half a piece that I had. Now I had some salmon earlier, so I wasn't super hungry, but I did want to taste this, so I knew what it was going to taste like. And I am not over exaggerating when I say this, and I wish I would have tasted it. I took a piece to a gal at work today that works with me, and she had it on her lunch, and she said it is better than any lasagna she has ever had. It is not super heavy because you don't have that noodle. So if you chose to have a piece of garlic bread or something with it, you're not loading up on carbs. You have to remember, if you cut this into 5, you're talking about, this is in 4, so I'm going to go by 4. You're talking about 12.5 grams of carbs total in this piece. And that includes the tomato paste and the half a cup of flour. That's where the carbs are coming from. Because a half a cup of flour has about 46, 47 carbs per half a cup of wheat flour. Okay? So if you use the white flour, then you're getting up into like 74, 75 grams of carbs per half cup. So you're not going to be able to taste the difference between the white and the wheat flour, I promise you, because there's so many other savory flavors in there. So I would definitely recommend cutting your carbs, going with that, and if you want a piece of garlic bread, feel free to add it to the side. It's not going to be a carb overload like it would be if you had full noodle lasagna. And you guys, this is amazing. This is an amazing substitution that tastes like true lasagna. Really does.
How many pancakes did your batter make? How many different layers?
That makes 4 pancakes, 1 for the bottom, and then an additional 3 layers. You don't put a pancake on top like I showed you. And so there's those 4 layers in there. Yep.
And you said the pan size was 9 by 11? Or standard pie size?
I use a 9-inch circle pan.
9-inch, okay.
Yep. And you're going to use a 9-inch. You're going to use a 9-inch fry pan. And the important thing is when you put the batter in the middle, you got to make sure you have it sprayed really good or greased up, You don't want to go crazy with it, but this is going to bake really fast because those pancakes are going to be super thin, and you have to lift the pan and kind of move it around so that it goes the full circumference of that 9-inch pan. Okay, and because of the flour in there, it is going to cook up pretty quick. So within a matter of a minute, you're probably going to be flipping it. And you're not getting the height that you would get in a pancake because we have no baking soda or leveling ingredients inside of there. That's why it's not rising up and giving you the really overwhelming thickness of a pancake, so to say.
Yeah.
Okay?
That recipe, Rob. That would probably feed the family here.
Yeah. Well, we do have a couple of comments. Experiencing Nirvana says, "Hey guys, hey." And then Trisha Pretty says, "Hey, hi guys. Love how Rob shows us how he made everything with pictures via cell." She loves that. I think that that's a really awesome idea, just to kind of show step by step, and
I started doing that last week, and I think it really helps, and it helps people see that really at the end of the day, it's not that much of a chore. The up and just put everything together. By the time you're done doing one thing, it's ready to do the next thing, and you can just move forward. So I really like incorporating the pictures when I can. I think it really helps everybody out.
Yeah, definitely. That looked so good, and your little dessert was just cute. It was so cute. It was cute. Almost as cute as you are, Rob, but not quite.
Oh, bless your heart.
I think that dessert could be standalone. I don't think you need to put that on any kind of ice cream.
You don't. You can really eat it standalone, and that's what I would do. But I know that being Kimberly's birthday, and this was something I was making for her, I know she has boys that are teenagers, and I just really wanted to, if I was making this dinner for them, I really wanted to fancy it up with a couple scoops of ice cream with this on top, and I think it would just taste amazing together. So again, it's great as a snack or even a dessert as a standalone. But putting it on some ice cream would just put it over the top for a true dessert with dinner.
I think the ice cream would kind of like make it better, like mix with the cookie and kind of give it so it's not just the cookie. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not like overpowering. It would give it,
Right, very much so.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. Well, that looks so good, Rob. That looks really good. So,
Good job.
and Kimberly definitely loved that birthday dinner. She's going to be very full tonight.
Yes, I am.
Having 3 birthday dinners. Oh, my gosh.
And 3 desserts.
Yeah, and 3 desserts. Wow, Kimberly, you're going to have to do some serious exercising tomorrow. I'm just saying.
I had a light salad.
Like that.
Oh, and also Belinda is watching tonight, and she says, "Hey, everyone." So, hey, Belinda.
Hi, Belinda.
Hey, Sister B.
Or B, like I like to call her. So, anyway, if you guys don't have any more questions or comments for Rob, then we will move on. Any more? Okay. So, Tiffany, this is your first time on here, and yeah, we're so excited to see what you've cooked. You only had a couple of days notice. I kind of like gave you the rundown, but you're a trooper.
Okay. So what I did, I chose Mexican because that's like my favorite, and I made my favorite dish that my family loves because I was trying to think of something that they would eat too. But I did it a little bit different. I made salsa chicken and with black beans, and then I made like a salad with it. But usually I wrap it in foil, but this time I actually did it in the crock pot. So I'll go ahead and kind of show you here.
Ooh.
So here's the chicken, and then it just has some salsa on top. And what I did, I just took the chicken and put it in the crock pot, and then I took jar salsa and just dumped it and stirred it and put it on low all day long, and then I just topped it with the fresh salsa. And then I made the black beans, and I cooked them and boiled them and whatever, and then I went ahead and I put them, like halfway through, I put them in the crock pot so that they were, cooking with the chicken, which made it taste really, really good. And then for my side, I made, it's called a avocado and tomato salad. And it has, I have the recipe here, it has tomatoes, 2 avocados, onion, and some cilantro, and juice from 2 limes, some olive oil, and salt. Now, I added some other stuff. I added like pepper and just some other seasonings that I had in the cupboard that I wanted to kind of give it a little, and I added probably a little bit more cilantro than it called for because, it was yummy. So, and I like guacamole and I like avocado, but I wasn't really sure how it was gonna turn out. But it turned out really, really yummy. Like it's like really juicy. So that's what I made for my side. Then if I move on to my dessert, because it's fall and who doesn't like pumpkin, I made pumpkin fluff.
Ooh.
So basically, it's just pumpkin, a can of pumpkin, some pumpkin spice, and milk, and you whip that up, and then you just add a tub of coolant to it, and you just stir it up, and I know it's probably kind of hard to see, but then you stir it up and you just let it sit in the refrigerator and chill, and then you serve it. Well, I mean, you don't have to, but I served it for dinner. I served it with graham crackers to my kids. I mean, I would just probably eat it just by the spoonful because it really tastes just like pumpkin pie, and I don't really like the crust anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, like that's perfect. It was just great. So that is what I have. So I will go ahead and open up the thing with the crock pot is it made the chicken, like I don't even need a knife. Like I can just like peel it apart. It just, and then I just usually like scoop up some of the fresh salsa on there, but I, can't do it on camera. And just take a bite. And it's delicious.
That looks really good.
Yeah, it looks really good.
And the salad is like really good too. It's yummy.
That looks really good. It sounds really good, and I love crock-pot meals. Like just.
Oh, I live with I hate cook. Like I don't like to sit, especially because I mean I have 3 kids, so I don't like when they come home. We have homework and everything else to do. So who has time to really sit behind the stove when I've got so much to do? So I just throw it in the morning and let it go.
Yeah.
So everything I cook is in the crock pot.
All right. Any questions, comments?
I want to know that avocado salad again. That sounds really good. And the chicken idea, I do that too a lot. I have, like I said, a family of 7, so we use crock pot at least, I would say 2 times a week, maybe more, just depending. And I like that idea. But I definitely like to, because we like avocados here, and I would like to know more about that avocado salad. That sounds really good.
Basically, it's two large tomatoes, but I just got like the 6-pack of little ones, and I just eyeballed it, kind of. And then 2 avocados, and you dice both the avocados and the tomatoes. And then a small red onion, and I just I sliced it, I didn't chop it, so that it was like bigger chunks. And then 2 tablespoons of chopped cilantro, the juice from 2 limes, and virgin olive oil and salt. And then basically all you do is combine it, mix it, and stick it in the fridge and let it chill.
Wow.
It's
That's
really easy.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to try that recipe because I like avocado salad and it sounds fresh and light. So
yeah, it is. It's it is. It almost kind of reminds me of like a pico de gallo kind of. Did I say that right? I don't know, but
yeah, you did.
That's kind of what it reminds me, but just throw avocados in or something. Like it's really like not dry, and the cilantro gives it kind of like a spice but sweet at the same time, and then the limes. Yeah, it's just really good. I would make it again. The only thing that I would do different, because I honestly have never bought fresh avocados, and I would definitely make sure that I buy them so that they're hard, because they were a little bit softer than I wanted to. So I'll out myself on that one. But that's the only thing that I would do different.
Oh.
Yeah.
And your dessert.
I make something like that. It only has serrano pepper in it. So just like a pico de gallo, chop a little jalapeno or serrano in there. It's and then let that sit in there too. Yeah, that sounds delicious. It really does.
Yeah.
I like that. And the chicken sounded really tasty too.
Yeah, I've done the chicken before. The only thing I've done is I've done them in the oven with foil, where you dip the, like you put everything in the foil pack and stick it in the oven. And that turns out good too. But this turns out like so much softer, so much more tender because it's in the crock pot. So.
Now, did you use chicken breasts or chicken tenders?
I use chicken breast.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yep, and my dog is like chomping at the bit, like he's like sitting here like whimpering, like, will you feed me?
I wanted to say that I think the chicken looks absolutely amazing, but see, Daddy don't eat cilantro, so I just take that off. I think it looks amazing. I did have a couple questions. Well, one question and then a comment. Do you use fresh dry beans and then boil them and make them, or do you buy them canned?
I have always bought them canned, but I did have a bag in there, and this time, and I've always been really afraid, and I've watched your videos with the beans, and I've like been really, really afraid of like doing it, and I did. I used the bag of dry beans, and I soaked them overnight, and then I boiled them today before I put them in the crock pot.
Awesome.
So, and they turned out really good.
Yeah.
It is so amazingly healthy to buy those at a bulk store or buy bags of them at Walmart or whatever, and you really eliminate so much sodium that you can truly taste the beans. So preparing the fresh or raw beans are always amazing. It can be somewhat time consuming, but you just plan, and like you said, you soak them, and then you rinse them off, and you boil them, and you're good to go. The other thing I was going to bring up is I really like the dessert also. I think it looks absolutely amazing, and I love those kinds of desserts. And I think dipping the graham crackers in there would be really, really cool. And if Daddy was lazy, I'd throw some Teddy Grahams in there and stir it up.
I thought about that. I thought that would be really good.
So, really, really good meal. I really like the way it looks, and great job.
Yeah. Well, Michael actually, if anyone is wondering, Michael actually had stuff that he had to do tonight. But apparently he is watching because he texted and he said he wants that pumpkin fluff. He said, give it to him. Give it. So he said he wants a bite. So, right? Michael, we miss you. We do have, real quick, we do have a few more comments. So Dennis is here. He said, good evening, everyone. And Belinda said, hey, boo, Rob. Great dinner, kiddo. And then they're saying hi to each other. Everyone's saying hi to each other on the chat. And then Simply Twee says, howdy, howdy. So those are the comments we have so far. And, yeah, so Any more questions, comments for Tiffany?
Yeah, I wanted to tell her that her chicken was wonderful. It looks really, really good. And I was wanting to know, like, the calories.
I don't know. I mean, the chicken, I would say, I mean, really, probably only be about maybe 200. I mean, of course, for me, because I would eat such a small portion, I don't know. I mean, I know the chicken on the back of it. I mean, I didn't really add anything but the salsa. So the chicken that I got on the back of the package, I think it was like 200 calories. Um, and add the salsa. I mean, you're not really getting that much. It's more for flavor. So maybe, I don't know, 220 for the chicken. I mean, if you ate the whole breast. And I cooked I cooked 4 chicken breasts, and it fed my 3 kids, my husband, and myself. So because it broke up and kind of mixed with the beans. Yeah. So, I mean, everything in the avocado. I mean, the avocado obviously would have fats in it and stuff, but it's not. I mean, there's not really that much in there. I mean, when you dish out a serving, like there's only like a couple pieces. So you have pretty much the tomato and then your seasonings. So it's pretty low calorie.
Well, everything looked wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, also Belinda says that she doesn't like pumpkin. She doesn't really like pumpkin, but she says she does think that she will try that. So she wants to tell you thank you.
It's yummy.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And then I sprinkled like graham cracker on top, just so it wasn't, you know.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Definitely.
So
definitely.
If we don't have anything else, then presenting third tonight will be Alicia. So, Miss Beautiful Alicia, what did you make for Kimberly for her birthday?
Okay, so I tried something different. Like, I don't know. I've been on a chicken kick, I guess, you know. And so this is actually my meal that I made. And it is so this is a what did I call it? A spinach ricotta chicken bake. So, ooh, Rob, he left us. He'll be back. So, and then for my main, and then for my side, it is mashed potatoes. So let me tell you about the chicken. It actually, let me tell you what's in it first. So there's actually, it's a thinly sliced chicken breast, and basically what I put in there was I cooked up a little bit of spinach, fresh spinach, till it was wilted a little bit. I put garlic and some olive oil in there, just cooked it for a couple of minutes, and then what I did was when it was done, I mixed half a cup of ricotta cheese in there and a little bit of Parmesan cheese. So I mixed that up, and I laid the chicken flat. I put the ricotta mixture in the middle, and I rolled it up. And then what I did was, after it was rolled up, I dipped it in egg white, and then I dipped it in Italian breadcrumbs, and then I baked it for about 25 minutes, and then after it was cooked for 25 minutes, I put some marinara sauce on top of it and some Parmesan, and I cooked it about another 10 minutes, and that was it. So it's actually my first time trying it. I've never tried it, but it just sounded really good, so it was something new for me to try. And then just some mashed potatoes, used a couple of, russet potatoes, and just made some mashed potatoes, added a little bit of sour cream in there, and that was it. So that's that. And I can cut into that to show you guys the inside. This probably, because this is it was a really thin chicken breast, but it probably is more than enough. So That is what the inside looks like. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Not really well.
Yeah. So I will try a bite before I move on to my dessert. That is. So Chris actually tried a bite, and he was like, "Oh my gosh!" and he gave me the biggest hug, and I was like, "I guess that's a good thing." Hmm. Mm. That's really, really good. It's so good. Um, I've said this before. I don't like chicken breast because to me it always turns out dry. But this is really good. I love the spinach and the ricotta and Parmesan in it. It's so good. So then, okay, let me show you my dessert. So this ended up being my dessert. This is what it looks like. I just put it in this little dish. But it's basically it's a pumpkin spice dump cake. If you guys, I don't know if you guys have ever made dump cakes, but they're super easy. And Kimberly, I wasn't sure if you knew what a dump cake was, but I'll explain it to you. So basically, all I did was I took a box of spice cake mix and a can of pumpkin puree, and mix those two together. And that's all. You don't follow directions on the box. You just add the cake mix and a can of pumpkin, and make sure it's not the pumpkin pie, but it's the pumpkin puree, and you mix those together. And then I actually also added maybe a quarter cup of the little small chocolate chips, the little tiny ones, to kind of give it that chocolate taste, because I love chocolate and pumpkin together. Just so good. So, and you just throw that in the oven. I cooked it for about, I don't know, 25 to 30 minutes, and that's it. You know, I love that because you don't have to add like egg and whatever else, oil and all that other stuff. You just add those two, and you can really do it with any kind of cake mix. But I love spice cake. I love it. So, and I thought it was perfect for yeah, for the season. So that's what it looks like, and it's super moist, and it's really good. And then there's just cream cheese frosting on top. So yeah, can't go wrong with that.
Good.
It's so good. So that's it.
I'll take a bite of that because I could do some of that cream cheese frosting.
Right.
Oh my god.
So let's
That's
see
my
what the,
favorite.
Okay, here you go, guys.
That does look good.
Oh gosh.
What did you say?
I said, let's see what questions the judges may have.
Oh, okay.
Then if Tiffany and I have any, we'll ask you those, and then we can go to the viewers' comments.
Sounds good.
Why don't we start with Christy? Christy, what did you think?
Oh my God, that chicken looks so good. That looked really good, and I've been trying to figure out ways to sit there and make different chicken, and to stuff it with spinach and ricotta. I'm not a big fan of ricotta cheese, but maybe another kind of cheese would be good.
You know what though, Chrissy? I never really had ricotta cheese. I didn't really know, but like you don't use a whole lot in there and stuff, but I bet you could use a different kind of cheese, or even like some cottage cheese, like
Feta or gorgonzola is actually really good with spinach.
That would be good too.
yeah,
and
but
that looks amazing.
I'll send you over the recipe and stuff. It was so easy. Like, you guys know me. I am not, like, I need shit to be easy. Like, if it's not easy, I ain't doing it. And
So did you pull out the chicken? Is that what you did? Or was it just already thin sliced?
I had already, because when we did the pizza, well, you weren't here, but when we did the pizza, you saw it, I had bought a couple packages of chicken that was already thinly sliced, so I had one in the freezer already, but what it said was to, here we go again, with pounding the chicken, and it said to pound the chicken flat. Yes, you pound the meat, you know, and until they're thin. And then yeah, and you know, it was so easy. And then I put the mixture in the middle and rolled it up and just kind of dipped it in egg white and put it in it's basically any kind of Italian, or I use Italian seasoning, breadcrumb season, you know, and stuff. And then I poured some Parmesan. What is it? It's the Parmesan. It's the blend. It's like
Romano.
yeah, Romano. And it was so good, like so good. And you know, Chris is very picky. He's very, very picky. And he took a bite and he loved it. Like absolutely loved it. He gave me the biggest hug. He's like, "Oh my gosh, thank you." And I'm like, "You're weird. Get away from me." But you know, it is so good and it's so easy. And the thing is that I didn't wrap it in foil or nothing, and it is like really juicy. So it's not dry whatsoever, which I'm so happy about.
That's
Sure.
good.
Let's go to Zen. Zen, what did you think?
I thought it was awesome. I've had that rolled chicken with this spinach inside before, and I know it's very, very good, very, very tasty. I thought it was awesome. I thought the dump cake was kind of creative too. I'd not heard of that. And did you bake that, or you do not bake it? I missed that part.
No, you do bake it. You bake it just like the regular, just like the directions say on it. But you just, you know, you just take. I always have like because I'm a pumpkin freak. Like yes, I said a pumpkin freak. I love pumpkin more than like life itself. But you know, and so and then a lot of times I'll have like spice cake. So you just add those two together, and like I've done pumpkin with all different kinds of like cake mixes, but I like it because you don't have to add, you know, the egg, the oil, like nothing else.
Right.
You just add those two together and throw it in the oven. Just because it actually, once you mix all that together, it makes it's so moist, and it's just like it's a little bit thicker than a regular cake mix, I think, but it comes out so moist, but it is a little denser. So for me, I could have like literally a couple bites and I'm good. You know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That the denser is good because that means I eat less.
Yeah. You know, and
the frosting did sound good, but that's not something I would eat.
Yeah,
I would
usually
probably put some Cool Whip or something on there that had no calories.
Yeah, well, I did. Yeah, I put cream cheese frosting on this time, but like honestly, without it is super good.
Yeah, like, even a little bit of the confectioner sugar, just like a tiny bit, with just to like for effect, you know, to kind of like.
Yeah, but it was so good.
Delicious, Alicia. Very good, very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kimberly, what about you? What did you think about Alicia's dish?
It all looked really, really amazing. After I got done hitting Rob's, I'd be coming over to your house. I'm really glad
a tour.
Huh?
I said you're making your birthday tour.
Right. I'm glad I picked it, though, because I'm learning, like, so many different things, you know. I'm an old school cook. My grandma was, you know what I mean, I learned from her, so it was like I don't go by directions. I just throw stuff in there. And so it's like all this, you know what I mean? I don't know. A lot of this stuff she didn't do. You know, it was just like the old school stuff. I mean, I can't explain it, you know what I mean? But so I'm learning, like the Planko, like I was going to ask you, and I didn't want nobody laughing at me, but like I said, I'm old school. And like the Planko, what is different than from the Planko breadcrumbs, because I've seen those, than the regular?
I think that the panko breadcrumbs are
crunchier.
I'm saying it wrong.
Crunchier, they're lighter.
I think they're crunchier.
Yeah. Yeah, I like using those a lot. I just, you know, this is what I had on hand and stuff. But a lot of times I do use panko breadcrumbs. Like, they're really good.
Yeah, I was curious about that because I've seen them in the store, but I never used them, and I was curious about that.
You can use them just like regular, like the, you know, breadcrumbs. Yeah.
Well, it looked all good. Everything looked good.
Tiffany, did you have any questions or comments?
No, I didn't. Nope.
Okay.
She just wants
Alicia,
that cake. That's what
Yeah,
she
I
wants.
just, I just want,
Right?
I just
the
want the
cake.
frosting.
Oh, the frosting.
Oh, get out here with that now.
I
So-
think, Alicia, I think that it looked absolutely amazing. I love the chicken. I love when you cut it open. One thing that always annoys me when I watch people that cook on YouTube is when they make these amazing dishes, or they show you a pie, or they show you a cake, or a treat they made, or a lasagna, and they don't ever cut it open. It's like you have to see the inside of the stuff. That's what makes us pick, you know, as cooks and stuff. You want to see the inside of these dishes and what it looks like. And when you cut it open, I mean, when you held it up, it was just like amazing. It looked really good. So, good job. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I love when like people, especially when you see like layers or, you know, like rolled up stuff and like the chicken rolled up and you can see the inside, and I just love that, you know, and stuff, and like your dish tonight, Rob, you know, the layers and stuff. I love seeing that. I think it just brings more to, you know, the dish, and like obviously we're not there to eat your food, so it kind of like, you know, so I really like that. We do have a few comments. Let me go over them really quick. Belinda says, I'm definitely going to try the chicken. I love any type of chicken. And I will put the link to where I got the recipe in the description after the show, so I'll do that. It's so good. It's so good. And then Angelic sorry, I'm probably saying it wrong. She said, oh, okay, so she's here, and then she said that she does too. She loves you know, any kind of chicken. Belinda said she loves all the food so far. Great job, guys. Dennis wants to know what the protein count in my chicken was, and I'm not really sure. I mean, it's probably around 20 grams of protein or so. I'm assuming like chicken breast has. Well, that's what Belinda said too. I bet the protein is about 20 grams, Dennis. And Alec had said probably like 300. Haha, looks so good. And then she said, and oh my God, that pumpkin spice cake. What are you trying to do to me? Ha ha ha. Sarah Smallings is watching us, and she says, I hate cooking spinach, but maybe try it with mushrooms and Swiss cheese. Spinach is so good, Sarah. Yeah, so those are the comments that we have, and I think that's it.
Hold on, guys. I gotta go put him up.
Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, but it's so good. So good. So those are the comments we have, and let's see, so yeah, so now I need the chefs to text me and let me know who your pick, who your pick is for tonight. Oh, we do have one more comment. Dixie is actually, she is watching, but she had to like send me a message because for some reason she can't comment. I don't know what is up with YouTube and stuff like that, but she said she can't comment. She loves my meal, would give that a try with the cake, but she would try it with sugar-free cake mix, she said.
Yeah.
I've never tried the sugar-free cake mix. Have any of you tried it?
No. No, I was
No,
trying
because
to
if you cut the sugar, you still got the carbs from the flour.
Yeah. Well, I haven't tried it, but I've seen it and, you know, and stuff, so.
While they're texting that in, I will say, I know after we get the results, Zen's got to tell us what the theme and the requirements are for next week. But the weird thing is when you were talking just a minute ago, Alicia, I thought about Sarah. And I remember Sarah used to always make desserts on Saturdays. She's had a baby, and so I'm sure she's really, time is limited and stuff, but I always remember her making desserts. And I finally would email her and say, please cut your desserts open. Because she would make these remarkable looking desserts. And we never got to see like the inside of stuff, and I was like, oh my goodness, that would look so good on the inside. And then she said, oh my God, I'm going to try to remember to do that. So it's been a long time since I've seen her, but I hope you and the hubby and the baby are all doing great.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely. I've seen pictures. There's been a lot of pictures. Well, I know, Rob, that you're not on Facebook, but there's been a lot of Facebook pictures on Facebook, and oh my gosh, they are just so adorable. There's been like, I think she's done a couple of videos where they've been walking, and it's just, I just love seeing the videos and the pictures, and just a beautiful family. So, yeah. So, did you all, Kimberly, did you send in your pic?
Doing it now.
Okay.
Well,
Oh my God.
Oh, well, no, everything looks so good tonight. Like, I really don't even know.
Really good.
Yeah, everything looks so good.
Everything looked good, and my stomach is the one who picked this one because it was like, I want that.
Right. Well, and I just want to say really quick, before we tell, who won what or got the points. I just want to say that I'm so happy, Tiffany, that you decided to join us, and and we just talked a couple days ago, and it was such short notice, and you're like, I'll be ready and stuff, and this is so much fun, and I love doing this, and I love showing people like different ways, because we all have different eating styles and cooking styles, and to me, it's not if you win or lose. It's like, to me, it means a lot that people like will message me throughout the week and just say, you guys gave me such great ideas, great ideas and stuff. And I think that this is really about helping the community. So anyway, my point is, Tiffany, I'm so glad that you're here with us, and I just want to thank you again. Oh yeah, of course. We're so happy to have you here. So happy. We brought you onto the dark side, so be prepared. Be prepared.
Oh no.
So, right? All right. Okay. So, since it was Kimberly's choice this week, and since she does have a birthday this month, it's actually her birthday month, we'll let her tell her choice today first.
Well, first of all, I want to say everybody did an amazing job. Everything looked really, really good. And like I said, I'm really glad I chose the fall, because I've learned like 3 different new desserts that I didn't know about. And they all look amazing. Rob, I really, really loved your acorns. Those were like so cute. They're just so cute. But I have to say that it was really, really hard for me to choose. Like, I really didn't want to. Just let me say that. I did not want to. That was very hard for me. But I gave my point to Alicia. Again, I want to say, I'm telling you, I want to stress this enough, that it was very hard. It really, really was. This was one of the hardest ones I've actually had to choose from. But I really, really liked your chicken. I'm going to actually try that. It looked amazing. Like I said, everything looked amazing. But I chose you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it definitely is. I always, every week, I think I step into new territory, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I'm trying things that I don't normally try, because I think for me it would be very easy to try something that I just, throw together every week, or that I always cook, or that Chris always cooks. I actually do cook on Monday nights myself, not Chris. So it's really been fun to, kind of open my mind to new things. So yeah. So thank you.
Welcome.
Zen, how about you?
My point tonight went to Rob. I'm blown away by the lasagna, the pancake lasagna, and because it's low carb, you know, I'm very interested because I am a carb restricted party here. Unfortunately, my body hates carbs. I love them, but my body hates them. So I try to make myself fool myself with everything I eat. And so I think that sounds like an awesome idea and a great way for me to fool myself into thinking I'm eating real lasagna, because it'll taste the same, I'm pretty sure. And the fact that it doesn't make my stomach heavy. I loved your dessert. I think that was super cute. And like I said, I thought those would be great standalone. Just giving myself permission to eat one of those would be nice. But you know, I think for a birthday, everyone would enjoy it, and I really thought it was a very hard decision. I think that everybody did a great job. I think Tiffany did a great job with her Mexican dish, and I love the salsa. You know, you guys are hitting some of the things I really like. You know, Mexican food and or salsas. And Alicia with the chicken, the rolled chicken, that's one of my favorites, whether it be meatloaf, turkey meatloaf with the spinach stuffing, gorgonzola inside, or the chicken, pounded chicken rolled. That stuff's all right up my alley. Super good. And the dump cake, I can't wait to try to find a way to make something like that to eat.
Yeah. Well, let us know. Definitely let us know when you do.
I'm going to be looking.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, and Christy.
Oh my God, this was hard tonight. It was. I thought it would be so much easier than being on the other side, and boy, this is hard. And I picked Rob because I like Italian food, and I really want to try that. And I think that recipe would fit my size of the family for 7 people to feed. And I'm going to try that because I like the idea. And Alicia, your chicken was to die for. I'm going to sit there and make that too. Believe me, if I could tonight, I would have voted all 3. And Tiffany's salsa, it was just like, I didn't want to vote. But my it went to the Mexican dish, and I think that would freeze beautifully. I can make that ahead of time, do that. It was one of my prep meals, and it would feed a lot of people. So
yeah. Well, you know, like I said, everyone did an amazing job. I love how we all, you know, all of us cooks come, and we really do just like, I think we step it up. Like, I feel like we really do step every week. Like, we step it up, and you know, we do a wonderful job and stuff. So I thank you guys all for sharing and stuff. And I do want to say, last thing is that Sarah said, I'm so happy about this because she said her Sarah Saturday sweets are coming back soon.
woo.
Yes.
Good.
And she did say that she remembers you saying that, Rob, about her opening, showing us that, yeah, because you know what? I hated that too. She would like do it and then, or she wouldn't even taste it. And it's like, Sarah, how can you make this and tease us and then not even like at least take a bite? You know.
If it's on the side of it or something. I remember she did that in a couple of videos. So
I know. At least have Matthew take a bite or something.
Right.
You know. Come on now. So, you know, we're really excited. So, okay. So now next week, Zen, right? Zen's
Kind of torn. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. And if I pick this one, you guys are probably going to throw stuff at me, especially with the twist I would put on it. So I'm just I'm kind of like torn whether I should pick it or not because. But I wanted to go with Cheese Wars. Did we already do that one?
No.
Yeah. Cheese Wars. And I'd like to say that I would like to put the twist on it that should be a high protein dish. That would one thing that I would like to see, a high protein cheese dish. So, you know, that doesn't mean that cheese is the only ingredient. And something creative cheese, protein, and vegetable. I want to see 2 vegetables in that dish. Okay? I don't think that should be that hard.
Where's the tomatoes to throw at it? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, let me tell you the one I was going to pick. I was going to pick Sweet Tooth Wars not using any sugar.
Oh, Lord. Well, I'm glad you chose the cheese one.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't want to get hit with tomatoes. I figured we could keep that one for later.
Oh, Tiffany, don't look so happy over there.
No, I was pondering over what she just said.
She's thinking really hard.
So
Well,
just to clarify, so we have Cheese Wars, high protein dish with at least 2 vegetables.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, sounds good.
At least I have a full week this time.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm just trying to make it a little healthier for everybody, because, we all need to find a way to increase our health, right? And to keep our protein high because that's so helpful in our body, so that's why I picked that one.
Yeah. Well, if nobody has anything else, then I guess that's it for tonight. And it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this one, and like I said, I'm glad, Tiffany, that you decided to join us, and Christy, I'm glad that you're back. I knew that you couldn't stay away too long.
No, I love you guys.
I just kept bugging you, so we're really happy to see you back, though. And then hopefully next week Michael won't be busy and he'll be back with us. So, yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it. So, I guess we will see you guys next week, same day, same time. Yeah. So, all right, talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.